Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be doing our first ever mock draft here on the YouTube channel. The NFL season has concluded. Last night was the Super Bowl when you're seeing this. What a game, I guess we could say. I don't know what to say right now. But I'm going to be doing my mock draft 1.0. I'm going to be kind of a little different than some of the actual mock drafts. We're going to be a little bit different here in 1.0. When we get to my final mock draft, that's where we get more news. We already know free agents and stuff. That will be my final mock draft. We'll be doing that later down the road. Now, obviously, with this 1 point mock draft, we just finished the Super Bowl. We have a long offseason to go. We still have free agency. We still have the combine. We still have pro days, a bunch of other stuff with the Senior Bowl just wrapped up a week ago. So I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinion based on before free agency, I guess we can say, and then combine, we'll do another mock draft, free agency and whatnot. So yeah, a lot of mock drafts coming. So we're gonna do the first one today. Again, I still am watching some of the prospects. I'm still reading up on some of these guys. Again, you guys know me. If you watch our live streams, watch our videos, I'm in college still. So hopefully when I get more free time, I can start watching some film on some of these guys, and start, reading up on some of these guys. So yeah, but more of this will be my thoughts and opinions, kind of whatnot, I guess we can say. So without further ado, let's pull up the mock draft screen, and we're gonna start. Before I'm gonna edit my camera, we have the Tennessee Titans with the first overall pick. Now there have been rumors out there that the Tennessee Titans are open to trading the number one pick. Now, what would I do if I'm a Tennessee Titans? Listen, I think the Titans should trade the number one pick. I think a team like the Raiders over there at number 7, they want maybe want to trade it for a quarterback. The Giants, maybe they want to jump the Browns for a quarterback. So I think the Titans should trade it. Again, I think Will Levis sucks. I hear you, Titans fans. I think you should take a quarterback, not trade the number one pick. But again, if you can get a haul for number one, that is great. Now, I should point this out before I get further. In our mock drafts that I do not do trades. I just think it's too complicated to predict trades. It just, my philosophy, where the team is where the team's picking. So we don't do trades around here and whatnot. So anyway, the Titans, we're going to keep the pick. And I do think Cam Ward is the pick. Now, if you guys watch me, I'm more of a Shedeur Sanders guy. I'm a big Shedeur Sanders fan. But I just think Cam Ward is just a little bit more ready than Shedeur. I think Cam Ward has, better, upside right now than Shedeur. I mean, Shedeur Sanders, we're going to talk about him. He struggled at Colorado. I mean, with Shedeur Sanders, the biggest flaw I have on him right now is, when he gets pressure in his face, Shedeur just keeps backpedaling, kind of what Tua does. He doesn't know when to get rid of the football. So Cam Ward to Tennessee, I think that's a major upgrade for the Titans. They get their quarterback. And I really like Cam Ward. I like his play. The one thing about Cam Ward, he's got to stop doing what he does at Miami, where he just steps back and just doesn't move, because that could ruin his career like that. Now, Titans probably, again, I think the Titans trade the pick. But anyway, Cam Ward to Tennessee. Cleveland's probably taking a quarterback. They're probably going to take a quarterback in this draft. I want to be different than every mock draft analyst out there. I don't have the Browns taking a quarterback here. Now, I get it. They probably will. Deshaun Watson, he has not been good. He's not worth the contract. I understand you Browns fans. There's also rumors that Myles Garrett, he wants out of Cleveland. We don't know if he's getting traded or not. We're assuming he gets traded. But for this mock draft, I'm giving the Browns Travis Hunter. I get it. The Browns have Denzel Ward, but again, I think Travis Hunter is a generational type player. I think he could be a lockdown corner for the Browns. I think he could also be a really good receiver for the Browns. I want to be different. I don't think Travis Hunter's going to the Browns. I really don't. I would be shocked if he does. I just want to be different. I want to be different. I don't see Travis Hunter to the Browns. I do see, if they do trade Myles Garrett, could see Abdul Carter. I could also see Shedeur Sanders going to the Browns, but I just want to be different. So give me Travis Hunter, lockdown corner, really good receiver for the Browns. It gives them a future piece to build on, whether it's on defense or offense. At the time of this recording, I believe Travis Hunter hasn't announced whether he's playing one side of the ball yet or both sides of the balls. I'm sure we'll get more info around the combine. But for now, I'm going to give the Browns Travis Hunter. New York Giants, they desperately need a quarterback. Shedeur Sanders. Now, again, Sam Darnold is right now the big fish in free agency. I heard the Raiders could be interested. Maybe he goes to the Giants, the Jets, with Aaron Rodgers now coming out today of this recording. He might be out. But again, I think the Giants need to go quarterback in this draft. Maybe the Giants don't need to go quarterback in this draft. Again, this quarterback draft class is a little iffy. I mean, I'm hearing Kyle McCord's rising up boards. Jackson Dart's going to rise up some boards. But again, I think it's really two quarterbacks, Shedeur and Cam Ward. So if the Giants don't take a quarterback here and maybe go with an Abdul Carter, or maybe they want to go to take Terrion McMillan, I'll give you more of my thoughts about him. Or maybe they wanted to go O-lineman with Will Campbell. They could do that, but they desperately need a quarterback. Maybe they don't feel that they could go quarterback this year. But I'm going to give them Shedeur Sanders. Gives them future piece. Again, I'm a big Shedeur Sanders guy. He now teams up with Malik Neighbors here. Again, Shedeur, he needs to get rid of the football, and you have to build an O-line because you watch Colorado, not last season, his first year at Colorado, that O-line, he was getting killed. They fixed the O-line up. Shedeur Sanders was doing some of those things. He needs to learn how to get rid of the ball a little quicker. I do like Shedeur Sanders. I think he could be good, but he's got to learn when to get rid of the ball. Patriots up on the block. I'm going Will Campbell. I do think the Patriots will get a receiver in the free agency, whether it's T. Higgins, maybe Jamar Chase. Deebo Samuel has requested a trade. I think the Patriots have options at receiver. I was going to give him that McMillan kid from Arizona. Patriot fans are very high on him, but I think the Patriots need to build the trenches. Will Campbell, I'm gonna say it. From the stuff I'm reading, from the stuff I'm seeing from Will Campbell, this guy has a gold jacket written all over him. I personally want my beloved Miami Dolphins to take him. I do not see him falling to 13, though. Will Campbell just screams gold jacket to me. I think he's going to be a stud. I think he can play left tackle. He can play right tackle. He can play guard. I think he's more of a tackle. So the Patriots now get there. And Patriot fans, listen, old linemen aren't sexy picks. I understand. But this guy is a gold jacket all over him, in my opinion. I think he could be a stud. And plus, receivers are much easier to find in free agency than the draft. Or I should say, they're much easier to find in free agency than the offensive lineman in the draft. I guess we can say. I mean, old lineman, you draft this guy, you got a stud for the next 15 plus years. I like Will Campbell to the Patriots. As a Dolphin fan, that kind of would break my heart because the Patriots got their tackle of the future, their guard of the future, whatever they put him. And we still can't get an old lineman. Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going Mason Graham. I could go Odell Carter. I really do like Odell Carter. I think he could go to the Browns at 2. But again, we'll talk more about him later down the road. Mason Graham, Jaguars. They need trench to work. Either if Will Campbell is there for the Jaguars, they need to get him. Sadly, he's not there. So I think the Jaguars get Mason Graham, pair him with Trevon Walker, who Mr. Walker has really had really good seasons for Jacksonville. So Mason Graham to Jacksonville. I mean, Jacksonville they need help either in the secondary or D-line or O-line. We're going to give him help on the D-line. I think Mason Graham's a stud, by the way. He's another one I see gold jacket, but I got to do a little bit more watching the film on Mason Graham, but I think Mason Graham's a stud. Jacksonville gets himself a stud. Raiders. I'm going to go with a shocking pick here. I'm going to give him Will Johnson. I don't know why. Raiders need help in the secondary. Pete Carroll, he built the Legion of Boom, I guess we can say. He was the coach at the Legion of Boom, so he's now the coach. Secondary, I think for the Raiders is god awful. No offense, Raiders fan. I can't even name you anyone in the Raiders secondary. We'll go Will Johnson. Also, guys, I should put this in. If you're a fan of any of these teams and you're like, Greg, I'm a Raiders fan. We don't need Will Johnson. Please let me know in the comments section. I only know about my beloved Miami Dolphins. I know what we need. I know why we suck. So if you think, if you're a Raiders fan, like, we don't need Will Johnson, please educate me. This is why I'm doing it in this type of video form. So that way you guys can educate me. Call me a stupid head in the comments. Anyway, Will Johnson, corner, gives the Raiders a nice secondary piece to build on there. I like Will Johnson. I think he's going to be a stud. Yeah, Raiders get Will Johnson. Jets, quarterback. They need because of Aaron Rodgers. But again, I don't think Jackson Dart is going to go that high. I'm going to give the Jets the best player on the board, Abdul Carter. It pains me as a Dolphins fan to see Abdul Carter go to the Jets, but he's the best player on the board. Aaron Glenn, he builds defense. He's a defensive guy, rather. Sorry what he did with Hutchinson. Give him Abdul Carter. Going to be a wreck. Jets need help on the edge. I know they drafted Will McDonald. He hasn't been really active. Jets fans, let me know down below. He hasn't been really good, I don't think. Yeah, but the Jets are a mess. Rodgers is leaving. I don't know what they're doing. I think they're looking for next year, maybe. The Jets are a complete mess. Abdul Carter is going to change that D-line around for them. Carolina Panthers. Terriana McMillan. This kid is a stud. Let me tell you, I like Mr. McMillan. If the Dolphins could somehow get him, I would be ecstatic. This guy is such a beast. I still got to watch a little bit of film on him, but from the things I'm reading, from the stuff I've seen on the film from this guy, he has gold jacket written all over him. And the Panthers, they don't have a receiver. They don't have a number one. They do have that undrafted free agent from Holy Crest. I'm blanking on his name, Coker. They do have that kid Coker. They do have Thielen. They do have Xavier Legette, who they just drafted. They do have Mingo, but they don't have a true number one. I think this kid can be their number one, but maybe the Panthers go out and get a T. Higgins. Maybe Chase is available. Maybe they trade for Debo. But this kid has gold jacket written all over him, in my opinion. He's a stud. Everything I'm seeing and reading. Bryce Young gets the number one receiver there. Now the Saints, can't even say their name. I'm gonna give them Mikael Williams, edge rusher for Georgia. I'm gonna be honest. I know nothing about this guy. I haven't read nothing about him. Haven't seen any of his film. I'm planning to do him sometime this week, looking at his film. I don't know anything about these Georgia edge rushers. When we get to this guy, Jelon Walker, I know nothing about him, so I gotta do my research on these Georgia ends. But yeah, I mean, Saints need an edge rusher. I'm gonna be honest. I'm looking at these edges, even like these edges, like even Josiah Stewart and Kyle. Ooh, this guy's in the draft. He was pretty good at South Carolina. Anyway, the edges I feel like is very deep. So I think edges is a really deep position in this draft. But yeah, Michael Williams, I got to do my research on him. I can't really speak of him. I know the Saints do need an edge rusher. Cam Jordan up there in age. They just got Keelan Moore, right? Keelan Moore. I don't know how to say people's names. I butcher names. They just got him. Saints need help on edge. Cam Jordan is not getting any younger. There you go. Plug in Georgia ends. I mean, we saw what we just saw in the Super Bowl, what Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith were doing to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. These Georgia edge rushers are beasts. I'm going to watch more about Williams so I can talk about him a little bit more in the next mock draft. That's my goal. Chicago Bears. They need O-line tremendously. Kelvin Banks. I know they have Darnell Wright. Again, you could probably snarl him over to left tackle, put Kevin Banks at right, or you can do the vice versa. Listen, Caleb Williams, I think right now, he's got a coach. Matt Eberflus was a joke. He's not a head coach. He's a good DC, but terrible coach. Head coach. He's got Ben Johnson. They're going to have plays for days over there. They got good receivers. They just need help at old line. They could maybe use some help on defense, but old line. Calvin Banks is there. We give him to the Bears, and Caleb Williams gets some protection. San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to give them Josh Simmons. Again, I got to read up on Josh Simmons. I do know Ohio State fans. They like this kid. They want the Dolphins to get this kid because I do have Ohio State fans that are Dolphin fans. Anyway, got to do my research on this guy. I think he was hurt this past season, or he got injured in one of the games, so he's coming off an injury. But again, the Niners need O-line. Trent Williams, again, he's up there in age. So you could plug in, you can put him as a depth piece, I guess, backup. I don't know what I'm saying, but 49ers need O-line. Their O-line was reeked with injuries this year. Purdy was looking like a mid-quarterback, no offense. But Josh Simmons, we're going to research him as well. I got to make – excuse me, I had a little water before I came on. I'm burping on that right now. But yeah, I still got to do some research on guys. Guys, I said that in the intro. Still reading up and watching film on guys. But Josh Simmons to the Niners gives that 49er O-line some work to do. Dallas Cowboys. I'm going Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty, you could say, well, Greg, he played in the Mountain West Conference. He played Utah States of the world, UNLVs, played a bunch of bum schools. But when he played Penn State, he didn't look good. You guys are troll. I feel like you guys are delusional because when Ashton Jeanty played Oregon, the guy was putting up video game like numbers. He played Penn State, even though they lost to Penn State, they were still in the game, and Ashton Jeanty still had 100+ rushing yards. Go back and watch the film. He did have some crucial fumbles. But yeah, Ashton Jeanty, you got to stop hate. Running backs, I will admit, this year is very deep. You could probably get a running back in the 7th round, maybe in the undrafted. But the Cowboys, they were trying to get Saquon Barkley. Didn't happen. They were trying to get Derrick Henry. Didn't happen. Dak Prescott had all the pressure in the world on him. I guess we can say now what they draft Jeanty, some of that pressure on Dak goes away. Dak Prescott has a running back to rely on in Ashton Jeanty. He can take the load off Dak Prescott. And if Ashton Jeanty can continue what he was doing in the Mountain West and do it in Dallas, I mean, hey, why not? We've seen the Cowboys do it with Zeke. They drafted Zeke, number 4 overall, and him and Prescott were doing really good. So the Cowboys, I think they want to run the ball with their new head coach. I have no clue anything about this new head coach. I do think he wants to run the ball a little bit more. I feel like this is a perfect fit. I feel like if there's any fit in the draft, it's Ashton into the Cowboys. Helps Dak there. The O-line could use some work a little bit in Dallas, but I think the O-line's fine. They got a bunch of young guys they're going to develop. You got Dak, you got CD, now you get Jeanty in the mix. Cowboys could be lethal. I don't think they're still going to be good. I mean, I don't. Again, this head coach, I have no clue anything about him. I think he's a total geek. But Jeanty comes in, helps Dak out. Feels like a good pick. Now, my Miami Dolphins. I hate this team. I really do. Vic Fangio was the D corner for us. Goes to Philly. Masterclass. We get rid of players, and they go on to have good careers. Look at Jay Ajayi. Traded him mid-season. Wins a Super Bowl. A bunch of other players. I hate this team when and I'm going to say this. I'm a Dolphins fan. I hate Tua Tagovailoa. I hate this guy sucks. I'm sorry. Tua Tagovailoa sucks. And I crap on him because I never wanted this guy. He's not good. He beats bum teams and he doesn't beat winning teams. If Tua next season beats winning teams, I'll change my opinion. But till then, this guy sucks. We ain't winning nothing with him. I would want us to take Jackson Dart at 13. Will it happen? No, because the Dolphins are a bunch of losers. There's a reason why we haven't won in 20+ years in a playoff game. We're freaking trash with mediocrity. Anyway, realistically, Dolphins are saying they want to go old line. We could go old tackle because old man Armstead, Sharon Armstead, he can't stay healthy. He can't stay healthy. Or they do want to improve the guard play, but Tyler Booker, I just think we're going to improve in the free agency. Right now, I'm going to give us Malachi Starks. I need to research Again, I got to research these Georgia players. I haven't done many research. I'm behind, guys. But Malachi Stark, from the things I'm seeing, he looks pretty all right. Dolphins have no safeties on their contract. We have Javon Holland, but he's a free agent. Jordan Poyer. Don't get me started on Jordan Poyer. Malachi Starks, put him in the safety room. I think Anthony Weaver would love this guy. I like Malachi Starks. Just got to watch more film. Got to do more reading. Got to do more research. Because you guys know I'm in college. I'm busy. I do content on here. Not enough time for me to watch film. But maybe we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what I can do this week. Colts, Tyler Warren. Now, Colts, Tyler Warren's a beast. I love him. I would want the Dolphins to get him. I think if he goes to Indy, he's a little, he can be like a little toy in the offense. Tyler Warren can do so many different things. He can run the ball, he can pass the ball, he can catch the ball. I think for the Colts, they would be in love with this guy. I think he could take some of the pressure off Anthony Richardson. I don't think Anthony Richardson's that good, but maybe he helps, take the pressure off. He could be that security blanket. From some of the stuff I'm reading, they said he could be like Brock Bowers. Do I see Brock Bowers and Tyler Warren? I think not right now, but I definitely could see it. I like Tyler Warren. I think he's going to be a stud. I think he's another one in this draft that has gold jacket potential. Take a sip of my water there. Yeah, I see gold. I mean, I can see gold jacket potential in him too, but I think Tyler Warren will be a good fit for the Colts. Falcons. We're giving the Falcons an edge rusher here. We're going to go with Jalen Walker. We're going to go with the hometown kid. Again, got to do my research on him as well. God, I have such a stuffy nose right now. It's annoying me. We've been recording for 21 minutes. Oh, my God. Yeah, but the Falcons, you should have took Latu or who's the other guy? Dallas Turner last year. You wouldn't need an edge rusher this year, but I do understand the Michael Penix Jr. pick. I mean, everyone was crapping on the pick. Look at it now. The Falcons have their franchise quarterback. Cousins seemingly could be on his way out. But Falcons get an edge rusher this year. They're going to go with Jalen Walker, the hometown kid. I'm going to do, you know what? I'm going to put him, Williams, and Starks. I'm going to watch some film and do some readings on these guys this week. Get a little bit more familiar with the players. The Cardinals, they could go tackle. They could go edge. They could go interior alignment. I'm going to give him an edge. Why not? James Pierce Jr., this guy is a stud. People were saying last year he could have been the number one overall pick in this draft. That's, last year. Now is now. I do like James Pierce. Again, got to watch more film on him. But I do like James Pierce Jr. If you guys are watching on the channel, we do have a Tennessee college football dynasty with the great Matthew Kennedy. He was making plays for us in the video game. I think he can make plays in real. He was making plays in real life. I think he can make plays in the NFL. Again, I'm comparing a video game to real life, but I do like James Pierce. Got to watch a little more film. I do like him. I think he would. I think in the NFC on the Cardinals, he could change that defense. They did draft their edge rusher last year in the Darius Robinson kid. I think his name is. He got hurt, sadly, but again. In the NFL, you can't have too many edge rushers. You need edge rushers to get the quarterback, especially the Cardinals have what? They have Purdy, they have Stafford, and they have Geno. I mean, they're playing basically two statues because Stafford doesn't have legs. Geno is Geno. Purdy, he's on and off. So I think the Cardinals getting James Pierce Jr. helps boost that defense. Cincinnati Bengals. I may get some flack for this pick, but I'm going to do it. I'm giving the Cincinnati Bengals Luther Burton. Listen, Bengals have to pay Ja'Marr Chase. They have to pay T. Higgins. They have to pay Trey Hendrickson. In my opinion, they can't pay all three. They can probably pay 2 out of the 3, maybe even 1 out of the 3. Oh my God. If they pay Trey Hendrickson and not Chase and Higgins, then you take Burton. If they pay Chase and not the other 2, then you probably go edge. But again, here's my thinking. I think the Bengals should resign Trey Hendrickson and Ja'Marr Chase, let T. Higgins walk in free agency, And then, boom, you go out and draft Luther Burton. There's your T. Higgins replacement, I guess you could say. And I think Luther Burton, I think, has more of the potential to be a number one receiver in the league. But you pair him with Chase, you got two stud receivers for the Bengals, along with Joe Burrow. I think you can't go wrong either way. If you think about it, you could go an edge rusher and help bolster that team. Oh God, I'm so sorry, chat. I got a stuffy nose right now. It's not good. But yeah, Luther Burton to the Bengals. I think that would be a home run pick for the Bengals. Seattle. Hold on, who did I pick for Seattle? Oh yeah, I did pick this tackle from Missouri. I don't know anything about this guy. I have done zero reading and zero scouting. If he's going to have a first round grade, I might as well put him on the list. But Seattle could use another tackle. I think they are kind of weak at tackle, or maybe their tackles got hurt. I don't have no clue about any of the Seattle tackles. Is Charles Cross a tackle for them? Is he a right or left tackle? I know he's a tackle. I don't know. We'll give him the Seattle another tackle. Again, I gotta do my research on this guy. I have no clue about him. We'll give the Seattle Seahawks a nice lineman there. Tampa Bay. I'm gonna give them Tremaine Stewart. I don't know anything. Again, another guy I have no clue about. Gotta watch the film, gotta do the reading. But the Bucks could use an edge. I know they have Lavonte David. I don't know if he's an edge rusher, we can say, but he's up there in age. They do have Shaq Barrett. He was on a 1-year deal, but he's up there in age. I know they got that Joe, whatever his last name is. They do have Big Vita Vea. Buccaneers got a pretty stout D lineman. They do have some veterans, but, give him Stewart. He's young. You can develop him into maybe being a gold jacket. I don't know. We're going to give him Stewart, put him on the list of players I got to read and watch about. I am sorry that I mean, I've been busy, guys. I've been sick. College semester just started up. I got to watch film, got to read on these guys. I know. I'm going to try my best when I have free time this week to do it. Anyway, Broncos. Going to give them a tight end. Colston Loveland. I love Colston Loveland. I think he could be a security blanket for Bo Nix. I think he could be a really good fit. Maybe not. I did watch him in at Michigan. He was really good. I think he's gonna go high. Maybe not as high as 20. He could maybe go to the Chiefs later if Kelsey does retire. But I do like Colston Loveland. I think he could be a nice security blanket there for Mr. Bo Nix. So, yeah, Colston Loveland to the Broncos, I guess we can say. Pittsburgh Steelers, Emeka Egbuka. The Steelers, I hate to say it, Steelers fans, you have no receivers outside of one. His name is George Pickens. He's your number one receiver. I understand you need quarterback. There are rumors that Russell Wilson is to go into the Raiders. Justin Fields, maybe he comes back. But the Raiders, the Steelers have no receivers. Outside of George Pickens and Pat Freiermuth, that's really it. And Pat Freiermuth's a tight end. And Emeka Egbuka, these Ohio State receivers are they're so good. So you get Emeka Egbuka, you pair him with George Pickens. There is rumblings out of Pittsburgh that George Pickens may be traded. If that's the case, I think Pittsburgh is stupid. Sorry, Steelers fans. He's your number one receiver. If you trade him away, you got nothing. But you're gonna have, in my mind, Emeka Egbuka and George Pickens. How does that sound? And Emeka Egbuka maybe could be your number one receiver if you do elect to move on George Pickens, which would be very, very dumb at the moment. But yeah, Emeka Egbuka to the Steelers. Chargers. Again, I have no clue. They do need edge, I guess we can say. We'll give a Mike Green from Marshall. I have not heard of Mike Green from Marshall until the Senior Bowl. This guy lit up some poor offensive linemen, and he has improved his draft stock from the Senior Bowl. I am going to watch more film. I have read up on him. He looks pretty good from what I'm seeing in the film. Still got to watch more film on this guy. But yeah, he rose his draft stock at the Senior Bowl. I think he will go in the first round. Chargers get an edge rusher to help there. Green Bay. I'm going to give them Kenneth Grant from Michigan. He is kind of like Mason Graham, but he just doesn't get the recognition like Mason Graham. The Green Bay Packers, they're in a division right now where they have to play Caleb Williams. They have Jared Goff in the Lions team. I don't know really what Minnesota's going to do. But now they get a defensive lineman to pair in there with Rashawn Gary, Luca Van Ness. I mean, you got to get pass rushers. I think Green Bay, they could also maybe go receiver if Emeka Egbuka is still there and whatnot. They could go O-lineman. They could, Green Bay, they don't go offense in the first round. They usually go defense. So we'll give them Kenneth Grant, help out that pass rush, help up that defense for the Packers there. So Kenneth Grant, I do got to do more watching of the film of Kenneth Grant. He's like Mason Graham, but he just doesn't get the recognition. Or maybe he's a little bit worse than Mason Graham. But Kenneth Grant, I still think he'll be a solid pick, and I think he's going to go to Green Bay. I think he'll light it up. Minnesota. We're going to give him Tyler Booker, the interior offensive lineman. The Minnesota, right? They're either going to go with Sam Darnold, right? Or they have a rookie named J.J. McCarthy. They could go with. So adding Tyler Booker, I really like Tyler Booker. I want the Dolphins to draft him. But yeah, you add him there, whether it's Sam Darnold or J.J. McCarthy, you get some nice, solid protection from him. A nice young piece to add on that old line. And I know their old line is starting to get up there in age. I heard some Vikings fans say in a mock free agency that they should cut Garrett Bradbury. I don't know if Garrett Bradbury is the center or he's the guard for the Vikings right now. But either way, Tyler Booker comes in there, gives him a nice old lineman, whether it's JJ, whether it's Sam Darnold. He comes in, gives him protection. Houston Texans. I have no clue what the Texans need. So we're just going to give them, I'm either going to give them Nick or Walter Nolan. You know what? We'll give him Walter Nolan. Why not? Walter Nolan, I do know him. He was the former Texas A&M transfer. I do got to watch his Ole Miss and his Texas A&M film. I have read up on him. I really like Walter Nolan. From the things I have read, still got to watch the film. Texans, DeMeco Ryans, defensive-minded head coach. Why not? They could use O-line, right? But like Donovan Jackson, these guys are going to 30 ranges. I don't know, man. I know teams like to reach on players because some teams go need over best player available. I happen to go BPA for the Texans, but the Texans need O-line, but the old linemen are not in the range. We'll give them Walter Nolan. Next up, the Rams. We're going to give them Josh Corney Jr. I have another player I have no clue about. Got to do my research on him, apparently. Rams, I guess, need old linemen. I was going to give him a corner, but is what it is. Ravens. They need help. I'm going to give them some help with pass rush. Nick Scorton Jr. I think he was some people's number one edge rusher at the time in the class. Again, I got to do reading on him. I know Nick Scorton is a beast. I watched the games for Texas A&M. He was making plays. But I got to do more reading. I got to watch more film. Again, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to let you down. I'm a busy person. I'm making a list. I'm going to check it twice, and I'm going to watch these players. I'm going to read about these players. So that way I know about them, okay? Next up, the Lions. They could use edge help. But I'm going to give them a secondary piece. I'm going to give them Siobhan Ravello Jr. Now, I do know he's coming off an injury. He was out all year for college, so he might fall in the draft. Wouldn't shock me, but I do like him. I see this tape. I'm gonna watch it again because I think he's good. Now, last year, I was very high on Q Mitchell, the Eagles cornerback. He turned into a beast. I'm very high on this kid. So I think the Lions get him. I think their secondary is a little weak too, for being honest, Lions fans. I mean, their secondary is probably the reason why they didn't go to the Super Bowl this year. Their secondary is a little weak, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, Lions fans. Comment down below, but I think this kid could be a stud for you Lions fans. I think you're getting a great player there. Commanders. Listen, I watched the Commanders in that NFC Championship game. Their defense sucks. Sorry. I have no clue who Jared Barron is. Or actually, Jahan Barron. We're going to give him. I have to do my research on him. The only reason why I'm not giving him Benjamin Morrison is I know Benjamin Morrison tore an ACL, and he'll probably be out all of next year, really. So I think he could fall. Maybe he comes back healthy. Again, I'll have to read the news on him. I do know he's hurt, so that's why I'm thinking he'll fall to the second round. But I think Washington, they need defense. I mean, you figured out Jaden Daniels, the guy. You could go with an old lineman as well. I mean, it's not bad, but your defense got torched. And especially, in the NFC, you have to play the Eagles twice a year. You need guys that can stop A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. But if you stop those two guys, you got to worry about Saquon Barkley. So we'll give him Mr. Barron there. I got to do my research on him as well. Buffalo. We're going to give him Derek Harmon. Another guy I got to research on. Bills, I guess, need D-line. I'm going with the top need right now. This is why I need you fans, if you're watching, comment down below. Say, Greg, you're a dummy. I'm a Buffalo fan. You're a dummy. We don't need a D-line. Comment that because I need help, okay? I need all 31 other fan bases' help right now. What do you need? Well, again, we don't know what you need because free agency's coming. But I don't know. Buffalo will give them a D lineman. Look, they're going to have to play the Chiefs, right? And we saw what happened tonight in the Super Bowl. When you got pressure on Patrick Mahomes, he was frazzle-dazzled. So maybe drafting a D lineman could help you, Buffalo Bills, and hopefully get into your Super Bowl. And Eagles have the pick here. Eagles have the pick. We're going to give him Jalad Campbell. I know Howie Roseman. He loves his Alabama. He loves his Georgia players. And we're going to give him an Alabama player that I have no clue about. Again, got to do research on him. And then finally, the Kansas City Chiefs. After tonight's abysmal performance by their O-line, I'm going to give them Donovan Jackson there. Trey Smith is a free agent. He's one of the top available free agents. Their O-line got destroyed tonight. That was very uncharacteristic. Did not expect that. So yeah, give him Donovan Jackson. Help the O-line because that O-line got torched tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll give him Donovan Jackson, and I do know Donovan Jackson a little bit from these Ohio State fans. He can play pretty much everywhere in the old line. So tackle, guard, center. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone gave me misinformation, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is my mock draft 1.0. Comment down below. Call me dumb. Help me out. Comment down below. Did I get your team position of need right? Did I give you a good player? I don't know. I need your help because I have no clue outside of my beloved Miami Dolphins what we need. So I don't know anything about what you guys need. I think I did pretty good until like the mid round of teams, but comment down below. Help a brother out. I will be doing more mock drafts. I think the next one I will be doing will be the one before the combine, and I'll be doing one after the combine. I'm going to go, and I promise, in the next mock draft video, I hope to have watched some players and read up on more players. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Again, you guys know me. We do Madden on this channel. We do our 5-year rebuilds. We do our Pawtucket Dynasty. Whenever I get free time, I'll watch some players, read up on some players, so that way I get a gauge. So that way I can give you guys better content, I guess we could say, more thoughts on some of these players and whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are excited about the mock drafts I'll be doing on the channel. Now, the draft, I'm undecided if I'm going to stream the draft or not. It depends if I have to work or not. So I will be streaming for the draft. I don't know when the dream's going to start. It depends if I work or not, but we'll see what I'll do there. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. If you have enjoyed, hit like, hit subscribe. When you hit like, subscribe, you guys motivate me to keep doing this. And it helps if you guys like these mock draft content and whatnot. If you guys like the mock draft content, I'll keep doing it. Anyway, I want to get monetized, so hitting like a subscribe would bring a good old smile to my face. It just takes 2 seconds, guys. 1 second hit like, 1 hit to subscribe. If you already subscribe, it takes 1 second hit like. So please do it. Please do it. Hopefully you did it now. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. So I want you to have a great day or have a great night, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I'm out.